Thank you and good afternoon. President Moses, we are gathered for the 13th Annual Honors Convocation of the City College. With your permission, Dr. Moses, the ceremony will begin.
How can we have peace in the Middle East when there's none at home? How can we have understanding in the land when there's none in the woman? And there's none in the man. How can we heal the wounds of the world if we cannot heal our own? And where does this begin if not in the home? Where do we go now? Do we let the devil win, or do we stand up and fight? Surely we know bringing into the violence, bringing into the tears. How can we heal the wounds of the world if we cannot heal our own? And where does this peace on earth begin if not in the home? Well, there's too much talk about it, and too many walk without it. Tell me, where is the love? Where is the God in your life? To my left, a woman abuses her children. To my right, somebody's beating their wife. Tell me, where is the love? Where is the God in your life? How can we heal the wounds of the world if we cannot heal our own? And where does this peace on earth if not in the home? How can we heal the wounds of the world if we cannot heal our own? And where does this peace on earth begin if not in the home?
Thank you, Ms. Hargrove. Maria Lynn, the salutatorian of the class of 1995, and a graduate with summa cum laude honors, will deliver the honors address. Maria?
Good afternoon, President Moses, faculty, guests, and fellow honorees. I'm honored to stand here today as a graduate of City College. All of us may have different stories to tell about how we came to City College, but we all came here for the same reason, to get higher education. I believe City College is truly exemplary in defining what higher education is all about. When I carried my first armful of books home during my first semester, I figured that these books would probably constitute the greater part of my education. But I realized it would be impossible to talk about the excellence of an education here at City College without mentioning the heart of the college, the people that make this school so outstanding, the professors and the students. Although there are so many remarkable professors I wish to mention and thank personally, there are a few in particular that I wish to mention by name, not only because I know them really well, but because I believe they represent the high level of academia here at City College. They have supported me throughout the years and have taught me inside and outside the classroom. Since I entered City College in the Urban Legal Studies program, one of my first encounters with a professor in the classroom was Professor Sonali Leslie Hopkins, whom some of you may know. She teaches a first-year course called Introduction to Law and Legal Process. That was truly an appropriate name for the course, because when I got called on one day, I really felt like I was sitting in the witness stand being cross-examined by the opposing counsel. But because she challenged me to think on my feet and taught me not to be complacent with what I already knew, my desire for learning increased dramatically. Her office door was always open to students, long after official hours were over. No wonder she often complained of having headaches. Usually, students are the ones who must approach professors first. But Professor Diana Gordon of the Political Science Department was the one who spoke to me first after class one day, helping me in so many ways to shape my goals for the future and give me practical advice outside of the classroom about entering into law school. I can't remember a moment when she was unwilling to help me. Associate Dean Terrell, the director of the Urban Legal Studies program, played a critical role in urging me to expand my horizons. He encouraged me to take advantage of the extraordinary opportunities available here at City College that usually go unmentioned by the media. For instance, during the winter breaks of my second and third year, I was able to serve as an intern for judges, and this is usually a privilege that's only reserved for those who are already in law school. He opened countless doors through his generous assistance. Last April, Dean Terrell was part of a trip in which a group of City College students with diverse backgrounds participated in a Holocaust remembrance in Poland. Even the seemingly casual discussions that went on between the students during the trip became a learning experience. Since we're all from very different backgrounds, what we shared with each other and what we learned from each other could not be replaced only by teaching in the classroom. I'm sure that, like me, all of you can also name professors that reflect the high caliber of education here at City College. And I'm sure you can all attest to the fact that without the hard-working students here, such as yourselves, this school would not be so rich. As you know, what I've mentioned today is only a minute part of the intellectually stimulating atmosphere here at City College. Today, I urge all my fellow graduates to be, and remind myself as well, that when we leave City College and enter into our respective communities and fields of work, we would never forget how we got this far. The people that have supported us throughout our lives, including my parents here, and the school that has given us such an incomparable and peerless education. Some say that City College used to be a great institution. I believe that today all we need to do is look to our left and look to our right and easily come to the conclusion that it still is. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Lynn. And she was so nervous. The City College of New York is now proud to present the City College President's Medal to Dr. William Cosby, Jr. One of the most celebrated stars in the world of entertainment for 3 decades. That's right. You have enjoyed enormous success as a comedian. Yeah. An actor, a producer, and an author. 4 Emmy Awards, 8 Grammy Awards are among the many honors you have received for the excellence of your contributions in various fields. Your lifelong commitment to education has led you to your involvement in thoughtful media programming and productions for children that aims to teach as well as to entertain. Your creation of Fat Albert, the animated cartoon character is remembered fondly by generations of television audiences. You hosted CBS TV's Picture Pages, a series of preschoolers, and the program won a Gold Award at the 1981 International Film TV Festival. The Cosby Show was another milestone in the career that took off when you co-starred in the innovative TV series I Spy. In the late 60s. Between I Spy and The Cosby Show, you starred in and produced numerous movies and television series and specials. Among them were 2 educational TV shows, Concern and Prejudice, which you wrote, directed, and produced. And currently you are starring as a police forensic specialist, Guy Hanks. The show's been canceled. That's why he's here today. Thank you. As a graduate of Temple University, you earned your master's and doctoral degrees in education from the University of Massachusetts. Together with your wife, Camille, you have generously supported educational institutions and social services and civil rights organizations. I got one more sentence to go. The City College is proud to award you the President's Medal in recognition of your tireless work in support of broad access to educational excellence.
This is the actual medal, and I'd like to read the inscription. It says, the President's Medal was awarded to Dr. William Cosby, Jr. for distinguished service to education, given by the City College of New York at the Honors Convocation, Thursday, May 11, 1995.
Thank you, Dr. Moses. Okay. This is going to be very, very brief, because this is your moment, really. It was gentleman from the radio station W something. And he said, you're here and you've accomplished this. And I said to him, look, I'm here because this is CCNY. And the New York Post, the Daily News, and the New York Times have some form of aggression aimed at this school. While the New York Times may have a sort of passive aggression, these other two papers are sending out messages. And I think it's quite harmful because it's telling the world, for that matter, not to hire a CCNY graduate, not to respect a CCNY B or an A, because it's on a lower case level. And this kind of aggression needs to be addressed. I graduated from Temple University. We have the same problem in our city. And it's sort of strange and odd, but wonderful, that it's similar from this end out. When you see, it is quite obvious what the problem is with the media. You don't have the flavor. No, I didn't start this. They did. When I look at you all, I'm looking at the United States of America. People talk about miscegenation and how wrong it is. Pure people came from Africa and all of a sudden their offsprings were lighter. I don't read in any history books that say his black glistening body crept through the night as her breasts rose and fell, anticipating his climbing through the window. The rejection of America's children, the passive aggression, the way they tell people that you are really not worthy of giving a job to, that you are to wait in line. When, in fact, their very foremothers, working, sweating, toiling, cooking dinner, ironing clothes, one shirt, one suit. Listen to the elders tell their story of how they were put through college. Is it almost not the same as yours? Listen to them tell you how they then graduated from CCNY and then went on to Harvard, Yale, etc. Is this not similar? Why then is your paper of less value? I want you to be able to carry your own strength with you. You have to not answer to any one of them, but to hope that one day you meet them face to face in an intellectual, same level field challenge, and then begin the fun for yourself.
a young man of Muslim background who was born in Syria, who excelled in the International Studies program, who became interested in Jewish culture, who won a scholarship for travel and study abroad, who is presently living on a kibbutz in Israel where he is studying the day-to-day workings of the kibbutz in order to create a model for third world development. That's what I'm looking at out at the CCNY audience. I'm looking at a female student with a German mother and an African-American father who visited her mother's native land as a youngster, speaks German, majored in history at CCNY, and who has won a prestigious Fulbright fellowship to study and conduct research at the University of Mainz, Germany. That's who I'm looking at. I'm looking at a female Caucasian student who took a double major in journalism and art history, who compiled a perfect 4.0, who won the Naumburg Scholarship for travel and study abroad, and who will study at the Art Institute of Florence, Italy. I'm looking at a young man of Dominican background who's an honors student in electrical engineering, who became the first City College recipient of a prestigious Barry Goldwater Scholarship, which is awarded after a national competition. Not just from 125th Street to 134th Street. Telling you who you are, not who the New York Post says you are, and not what the New York Post says you are, and not what the governor thinks you ought not have. The governor tends to forget that these numbers coming out of CCNY are going to pay taxes after you pay back your loan. I'm looking at a 32-year-old Latino student who is married with 3 children, who works full-time at the Legal Aid Society, who is an outstanding student with a 3.8 GPA, and who is studying towards a degree in public administration. I'm looking at a female Latino student with a 3.7 GPA who works all day at the U.S. District Court, who heads directly to class after work, who has worked for ASPIRA, an organization that promotes educational opportunities for Hispanic and other minority youth, who is majoring in psychology and who plans to obtain a master's degree in social work so that she can continue to serve others. That's who I'm looking at CCNY. I'm looking at a female Asian student with a perfect 4.0, that's why they call them Asians, who is majoring in urban legal studies and plans to earn her law degree and a graduate degree in education so that she may one day teach law. That's who I'm looking at. CCNY. Now we want to get on with all of this business about how this is lower economic, lower education. Or it is proven that an A student is an A student anywhere. That's because you set your mind to it. Anybody can study on the subway train while having somebody go through your pockets, try to take your earring off, or very busily cursing you out because you took their hand out of your pocket and said, don't do that, and still maintain a 3.7. In an environment where this is removed, there's no grade, they don't have one that high. Anybody walking around through the area and constantly being told that you are not good, that you are not worthy of what? Their mark of mediocrity? We know it, don't we? I'm asking you a question. You know it, don't you? Yes. When you talk to other students, these people who have gone to places that cost big bucks, you're smiling, aren't you? Because you know that it has to do with work. You are CCNY, and you will always be. And you will carry yourself no other way, because that's who you are, and that's all you know. But I will tell you that you have to understand this is your business to let the New York Post know who you are. They won't print your letter, but the fact that you told them, that you wrote to them, you've got to continue to do it. It's like telling, there's a play that I'm familiar with. I forget why I'm familiar with it. It's called Having Our Say. And one sister says to the other, you know, if you don't vote, then you really don't have a right to complain. You understand? All right. Listen to me carefully. You've earned this. You've done what they say is the American way. You got poor parents or no parents. You got sisters and brothers, and for some reason your parents have life confused. They want you to try and look after them. You say, well, these are not my children, these are your children, and because you two were out of control, why are you punishing me? I'm going to study. You understand? I'm in a taxi cab. And I'm riding in the cab, and I hear the cab driver say, not just about CCNY, but about high school, about junior high school. Please, God, Mr. Cosby, I'm just hoping that my child is doing so well, and if she would just keep going, my God, I don't know why. And so, this is who you are. And the day may come, as it does with those of us who graduated from Temple. For some reason, we don't send our children to Temple. We say, no, you're going to Princeton. And the child says, that's a lot of pressure. Send your children to CCNY. And I don't mean this as a put down of the professors, but when you send your children to CCNY, your children will probably have the same professors. Same wonderful professors. Let's stand up and give our professors a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Sit down. CCNY t-shirt. Come to the lower economic schools, they gave me a car at the other place.
car in the other place, but we gave you the gas.